My truck is not leaning to the left or right, which would indicate a suspension problem, load shift, or flat tire, and I have no obvious leaks or hanging wires underneath. I have 5 lights across the top. The 3 inner lights are my ID lights. The 2 outer are my clearance lights. They are amber in color and are securely mounted to the vehicle and are not cracked or broken. I have 2 headlights that are clear in color and their functions are high and low beams. My 2 side indicator lights are amber in color. Their functions are left and right turn signals and 4-way flashers and running lights. I also have 2 reflectors that are amber in color. Their functions are to reflect light. They're securely mounted to the vehicle and not cracked or broken. They're in good working condition. And I'll start over here. My airlines. There's no abrasion, bubbles, or cuts. They're not leaking air. They are securely mounted and they're in good working condition. My electrical wires down here, there, and everywhere else, securely mounted, are not cracked, frayed, and have no exposed wires. They're in good working condition. My air compressor here is securely mounted to the motor, is not cracked or broken, is not leaking air, is gear driven. It is in good working condition. My power steering pump, securely mounted to the engine, not cracked or broken, and it is not leaking any power steering fluid. It is gear driven. It is in good working condition. My power steering hose and clamps, and underneath, and over there. My hoses have no abrasion, bubbles, or cuts, not leaking fluid. All clamps are present and tight, not cracked or broken, and in proper working condition. My power steering fluid reservoir, securely mounted to the frame. All bolts are present and tight, not cracked or broken, not leaking fluid, in proper working order. This is where I fill, and this is where I check. My cap is present and tight. It is in good working condition. My oil, dipstick, and filler tube. This is where I would check my oil. It is not cracked or broken. It is in proper level. This is where I would check. And this is where I would fill. This is where I would check, and this is where I would fill when needed. My cap is present and tight. It is in good working condition. My coolant reservoir. It is secured to the radiator. With bolts. All bolts are present and tight. It is not cracked or broken and not leaking coolant. My fluid is at working level. My cap is present and tight. It is in good condition. Now, let's head to the other side and I'll show you where my water pump is. My water pump is right here. It's securely mounted to the motor. It is not cracked or broken. It's not leaking any fluid. It is belt driven. And the belt has no more than 3/4 inch between pulleys. The belt is not torn or frayed or ripped. It is in good condition. My alternator securely mounted to the motor. All bolts are present and tight, not cracked or broken, in good working condition. The belt has no more than 3/4 inch play between pulleys. All electrical wires or lines are secure and not cracked or frayed. They are secured with screws and they're present and tight. It is not exposing, they're not cracked or broken, the wires, and not exposing any wires. It is good, they're in good condition. Now we'll head down to the other side. Back over here, which I didn't need to do, but I feel I should. My steering column is not cracked, bent, or broken. Secured with 2 U-joints. They are properly greased. In good working condition. My steering box, not cracked or broken. It is not leaking fluid. Secured to the frame with bolts. All bolts are present and tight, in good condition. My pitman arm, my drag link, upper and lower control arms, and underneath, and my tie rod are not cracked, bent, or broken. Secured with 2 ball joints here and there on this side, and the other 2 on the other side. They're properly greased. They're secured with castle nuts and cotter pins, all in proper working condition. My front springs mount and rear spring mount with hanger. I have a front spring mount and rear spring mount with hanger. They are not cracked, bent, or broken. No illegal welds. Securely mounted with bolts. They are in good working condition. My leaf spring, not cracked, bent, or broken, and not missing. They are secured to the axle right here. With an anchor plate, 2 U-bolts, and 4 nuts. All nuts are present and tight. Right along here, down below. Those are the bolts down below. They're in good condition. My shock absorber is secured to the frame, an anchor plate. It is not cracked or broken, not leaking hydraulic fluid, and in good working condition. My front ABS line is not cracked or broken or frayed, has no exposed wires, is secured, is in good working condition. My hose, there's no abrasion, bubbles, or cuts, it's not leaking air. It's secured in good working condition. My brake chamber, this whole thing right here, is secured with a clamp and bolts, upper and lower bolts. My clamp is not cracked or broken, is not leaking any air. The bolts are present and tight as well, and they're all in good working condition. My push rod and slack adjuster. My push rod has no more than 1 inch play when pulled firmly pulled by hand and is in good working condition. My slack adjuster is not cracked or broken, should be at a 90-degree angle when brakes are applied. It is in good working condition. They are secured with a clevis pin and cotter pin. It's right here. My brake drum and lining. Here's my brake drum, and inside is the lining. My brake drum is not bent, cracked, or broken, with no illegal welds or holes. My brake lining are not cracked, broken, or missing, and there's no less than 1/4 inch of material. They are both free of oil, grease, or debris, and in good working condition. My inner and outer tires are bitted to the rim. There's no abrasion, bubbles, or cuts. The tread is evenly worn. My tread depth is no less than 4/32. I would check my tire with a tread depth gauge. My tire is also inflated at 100 psi or manufacturing specs. It is not leaking any air. I would check my tire pressure through my valve stem with the tire pressure gauge. It is not cracked or broken and is not touching the rim. My valve stem also has a cap that is present and tight. My rims are not cracked, bent, broken, not illegally welded, and has no illegal holes. It is secured with 10 nuts, lug nuts, not cracked or broken, and there is no signs of rust or shiny marks that would indicate looseness. My hub oil seal is secured with bolts. It is not leaking. It's secured with bolts. Yes, it is. All bolts are present and tight. This is where I would fill, right here. This is where I would check. It is in good condition. And that includes Form A of my truck.